The 2024 presidential race is in full swing, and all eyes are on Vice President Kamala Harris as she announces her running mate. In a move that has sent shockwaves through the political landscape, Harris has selected Minnesota Governor Tim Walz as her vice presidential pick. Walz, a relative newcomer to the national stage, brings with him a record of progressive policies and a reputation for pragmatism. However, his selection has sparked debate and ignited questions about how his liberal leanings might impact a Harris administration. Will his presence on the ticket galvanize the Democratic base or alienate moderate voters? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain. Harris's choice of Walz is a gamble, albeit a calculated one. Some see it as a shrewd move, a way to energize the progressive wing of the Democratic Party and appeal to younger voters. Others view it as a risky maneuver that could alienate centrist voters and jeopardize Harris's chances in key swing states. The coming months will reveal whether Harris's gamble will pay off or backfire, but for now, all eyes are on Walz as he steps into the national spotlight. Tim Walz, the man thrust into the center of this political maelstrom, is no stranger to public service. A former high school teacher and National Guardsman, Walz has dedicated his life to serving his community and his country. He represented Minnesota's 1st congressional district for 6 terms before being elected governor in 2018. Throughout his political career, Walz has championed progressive values, advocating for affordable healthcare, quality education, and economic opportunity for all. His record reflects a deep commitment to social justice and a belief in the power of government to effect positive change. His selection as Harris's running mate signals a potential shift to the left for the Democratic ticket and raises questions about how his progressive ideals will translate to the national stage. Tim Walz's political identity is deeply intertwined with his progressive policy positions, particularly in the areas of healthcare, education, and social justice. As governor of Minnesota, he has championed initiatives aimed at expanding access to affordable healthcare, improving education, and addressing systemic inequities. On healthcare, Walz has been a staunch advocate for universal coverage and has taken steps to strengthen the Affordable Care Act in Minnesota. In education, Walz has prioritized investments in early childhood education, increased funding for K-12 schools, and made college more affordable for working families. Beyond these key areas, Walz has also been a vocal advocate for criminal justice reform, environmental protection, and LGBTQ+ rights. Tim Walz's arrival on the national stage injects a potent dose of progressive ideology into the 2024 presidential race. His policy positions, while popular among the Democratic base, are likely to face stiff resistance from Republicans and could become a lightning rod for criticism in a closely contested election. One of the most contentious aspects of Walz's record is his stance on healthcare. His support for a single-payer healthcare system, while lauded by progressives, is viewed with skepticism by many Americans who are wary of government-run healthcare. Similarly, Walz's ambitious plans to combat climate change, which include transitioning to 100% renewable energy and investing heavily in green infrastructure, are likely to be met with resistance from the fossil fuel industry and its allies in Congress. Republicans will argue that these policies will kill jobs, raise energy prices, and harm the economy. The Harris campaign will need to carefully navigate these political cross-currents if they hope to be successful in November. Kamala Harris's decision to select Tim Walz as her running mate is a calculated risk, one with the potential to both energize her base and alienate moderate voters. On the one hand, Walz's progressive credentials and his record of enacting progressive policies in Minnesota could galvanize the Democratic base and attract young voters who are eager for bold change. His experience as a governor, albeit in a traditionally blue state, could also provide a counterpoint to the Republican narrative that Democrats are out of touch with the concerns of ordinary Americans. However, Walz's progressive views on issues like healthcare, climate change, and gun control could also prove to be a liability in a general election. Republicans are sure to paint him as a far-left radical who is out of step with mainstream America. Only time will tell whether Walz's selection will prove to be a masterstroke or a misstep. As the 2024 election cycle heats up and the debate over Tim Walz's selection intensifies, It is crucial for citizens to engage in the political process in a thoughtful and informed manner. Rather than succumbing to partisan rhetoric or blindly following the pronouncements of pundits, voters have a responsibility to critically examine the candidates and their positions on the issues. This requires seeking out information from a variety of sources, engaging in respectful dialogue with people who hold different views, and carefully considering the potential consequences of different policy choices. It also means holding elected officials accountable for their actions and demanding transparency and integrity in government. In the digital age, where misinformation and disinformation proliferate, it is more important than ever to be discerning consumers of information. By embracing these values, citizens can ensure that the 2024 election and all subsequent elections are a true reflection of the will of the people.